Alright guys, it's Jeremy here on the last 23 pages of the dip. I believe it's page 50 through 73. And basically what I want to talk about is this, guys, is this weekend I got to go out to Las Vegas. And like everything I do, basically, I look at, like I go to Vegas, like, oh, you had a vacation. What I do when I go on vacation is I have fun and I look at everything that goes on around me. Everything I do is an inspiration to me to create. And I look at the architecture, I look at the art, I look at the way that the casino's set up, I look at the way that they market, look at the advertising. I look at it all from their perspective and my own. Am I having fun? Why do I like this? Why do I don't like this? Right, so there's all these things. Vegas has been there for over, 30, 40 years. They've gone through a lot of dips to develop what it is they do. They've learned how to craft what it is they do. It's a very spectacular place, and it's a lot of inspiration for me. The big deal about Vegas this weekend was this. On a Monday night, no, I think it was a Sunday night, I was out watching my dad play blackjack, and then I heard this little corner bar. I was at the Gold Nugget on the old school part of Vegas. And I hear this music, these guys are playing music, you know, just jamming out. And I'm like, oh, what's going on in here? And then I hear this woman singing. And I'm just like, man, if this lady lived in Austin, Texas, she'd be like world known. Like, this is what Austin does. She's like a mix of like Fiona Apple, great, like this bluesy, jazzy type of music stuff, and the crazy thing about her was that like guys, when I was watching her play, she was doing the most, like, you know, when artists do things, you're like, how did they even think about doing that? Like, if 98% of the people chose to do that move or to sing like that, they would think they're crazy. And like pulling the mic away, doing sound effects, like just craziness. But this woman was just so phenomenal. And it makes me think about our businesses, right? And this goes back to the book on, I believe, page 52. It talks about the guy quitting his job, doing the unthinkable. And so I start to look at all these successful people and people that go through the dip. And it's like these kids that are really good at music, when they were in high school, they got made fun of. But now they went through all that to become these great musicians, and now they're in all the bands that are playing for everybody. All the rich poppy kids are paying them, right? So they went through this dip, and then it makes me think about successful people, a lot of eccentric type of people that are successful. And a lot of times, like us guys, the small timers trying to build their businesses, we're looking around trying to look good and not do things crazy and all that. But it's like all these super successful people are just living life crazy and just living it all out, right? And so on page 52, it talks about the guy that's going to quit his job. And he's either going to quit or he's going to present this unreasonable idea to his boss of this whole new thing he's going to be reinvigorated about. And by the end of his conversation with his boss, he got a new job and a new boss and a new fire for his position. So like, this is the last pages. This 73-page book is pretty powerful because it's really challenging us to be the best human beings we possibly can be. And that's what hit me in that, being the greatest in the world. Like, so it's like we always are going to put it out there. Well, the next thing is we're going to make this thing not about ourselves, but really this 73-page book is about us being the greatest in the world and doing things that are unreasonable to accomplish our goals, going in and quitting, doing things that sound crazy to other people or look crazy to other people, but you're willing to stand in the process and go through the dip to live out what it is that you want to do. And so there's all this about quitting, when the right time to quit, and all that stuff. Let's go on the other side of quitting. That's living life out there. And so when I was watching this musician play, it made me realize that the people that are successful don't care what other people think. They live through the dip when it seems unreasonable to everyone else, and they push through. And so that's when I want to leave the whole book with this, is that we challenge ourselves to be the greatest in the world. We challenge ourselves to push through the dip, but be fearless in the face of whatever it is that you're pushing through, whatever dip you're facing. If you're fearless in doing unreasonable actions and not caring what other people are doing, you're gonna stand up on top. And so I love this book. I think it's excellent. It's very powerful in the sense of what it's asking us to do is to quit, but quitting is actually allowing us to be unreasonable and achieving our goals that maybe no one else can see. But by the end of the late 80s, everybody was moonwalking, right? At the end of the 2000s, right? Everybody was jamming out to the, who was that band? The Backstreet Boys, right? In 2010, what everybody raves about Lady Gaga. We're freaking weirdos, right? It's the weirdos that are rocking it out, guys. So I'm going to challenge you, reading this first book, is to do the unreasonable and rock it out even when people think you might be a little bit crazy. Alright, guys? That's it for the dip. I'm going to be setting up a conference call for Thursday night. I want everybody to get on it. It's possible. If you can't, that's totally cool. I understand this is, again, an experiment. I'm glad you've taken part. Peace.